How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. I'm back. Are you excited? Your answer better be yes, because it is time to unplug from your life and dive all into episode 37 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Why do you feel alone when you have so many people around you? How are you unfulfilled when your calendar is overscheduled? More importantly, how do I know you are lonely and unfulfilled? How do you like your relationships? Do you like to set expectations up front? Or do you like to mind read and guess about the needs and wants of the other? Here's the catcher. When the relationship ends, which it more than likely will, what do you have to show for the time, energy, and loving spent on the other? Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D and D. I spend a lot of time in my head. Sometimes I have to. Actually, I constantly tell myself to come into the moment. I love wondering, don't you? There's so many possibilities. It's endless, infinite. Do you want to know what's on my mind tonight? Don't you want to know? Don't lie. I know you do. Want to know why you do? Because you never know what you're going to get from me. No, I don't have multiple personality disorder. I'm just fluid, very fluid. It all depends on how I feel, how someone or something moves me. Most folks don't faze me. Are you special enough to create a ripple in my pond? Huh? Oh, you don't know? Well, if you don't know, then that means the answer is drum roll. You know what the answer is? Do you want to guess? No, you don't? Then I'll tell you what the answer is. The answer is no. It is hell no, 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 no. So here's the good news. I'm getting ready to send some shock waves through you. Just because you can't impact me, I solely exist to sear your soul. Yes, I'm going to impart myself onto you as usual. As I do so, I am going to be reading you from the inside out. Yes, I'm going to read you from the inside out. Oh, you want to know what I'm going to read? Well, do you have something you don't want me to see? Because that is exactly what I'm going for. Are you worried? Are you worried? I just want to know you so I can help you to get to know you. You're confused. Let's try that again. I want to know you so I can help you get to know you. Are you still worried? Don't be. Just relax. Are you relaxed? Not fully? That's okay. Now let's get back to what I'm wondering. My head is spinning because I don't understand why you are so lonely. Yes, why are you alone, my love? Why are you alone? Huh? You have so many people around you. Almost every moment of every day is scheduled with one thing or another. Oh, you don't think I know what I'm talking about? That's usually what you think. But why are you getting so defensive? Why are you defensive? Aren't we close friends? I'm just telling you the truth. And you are struggling to accept your truth. Yes, you are struggling to accept your truth. I thought we agreed that you would relax. So how do I know you're lonely? How do I know you feel all alone? I just know. But I'll let you in on my secret. Your actions tell me all that I need to know. Why are you so overbooked? Have you thought about that? Oh, you don't think you're overbooked, do you? No, you don't think you're overbooked. Okay. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I see you. I see all of you. How can I see you? That's what I do. I watch you. I listen to you. I'm reading you. I'm stealing all of your secrets. I love looking at how people choose to make moves in this life. Yes, I love looking at how people choose to make moves in this life and this world. And guess what I'm wondering now? Are you going to tell me the truth? Are you going to admit how unfulfilled you are? Come on, stop looking around. I'm talking to you. Oh, you're looking for the proof and reasons of how and why you aren't lonely and unfulfilled? Okay, you keep looking for that as I move on. Yeah, you keep looking for that shit as I move on. Keep looking long and hard because the longer you look, the more you're proving my point. So what is this all about? I gave you an introduction and I was talking about being alone, loneliness, and being unfulfilled. Have you taken a quick moment to reflect on whether you feel lonely, alone, unfulfilled? Have you taken that moment? No, you don't want to do that, do you? That shit is scary as hell. Huh? It's scary as hell. How can someone fucking as fabulous as you, huh? As wonderful as you, be lonely, alone, and unfulfilled? And if you are, you'll never admit that shit to anyone, including yourself. But why not take a moment to know? You can still go back to being in denial, but at least you will know. Don't you want to know? I want to know. Matter of fact, I already know. You know I know. You know I know, don't you? I also know that you know. But the question is, why are you denying that you know? What are you gaining with that denial? Huh? What purpose does it serve? You know you can't hide. And you can't run. So all I'm asking you to do is take a quick moment to take a sneak peek. Yeah, take a sneak peek. Turn the fuck around and look. Are you unfulfilled? Tiny bit? A big bit? All of it? What is it? Tiny bit? Big bit? All of it? If I had to place a bet, I would say for most of you, a big bit, if not all of it. Huh? Yeah, a big bit or all of it. But how is that big? How can it be? It all fits together and it looks right for you. How the fuck can you be alone and unfulfilled? How can you be lonely? It's not possible. You know so many people. You have so many activities. You're doing so many things. Your career is progressing. Everything is moving for you. And even if it's not moving for you, it still doesn't matter. The fact is, do you feel alone and do you feel lonely? Do you feel unfulfilled? I think most people are unfulfilled. I think most people are unfulfilled. And do you want to know why I believe this is the case? Because you really have to know and you really have to understand who and what you are. And in each moment of every day, the essence of who you are as a being, you're changing. You're changing every moment, whether you notice it or not. So unless you are really in tune with the vibrations, the harmony of who you are at one particular moment, your life is passing you the fuck by. You are passing you the fuck by. You're static. You're stuck in a moment of time. You're engaging in activities and engaging with people who no longer fully resonate with you. Because like I said, at every moment of every day, with every decision, every thought, every action that you take and make, that changes who you are. So if you're still doing shit that you've been doing for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years ago, and that is no longer resonating with you because, as I already said, for the fourth goddamn time, you have changed. And the fact that you don't even know you have changed blows my pretty ass motherfucking mind. Yes, that's how I know you're motherfucking unfulfilled. You're changing unbeknownst to you. Yes, that is a big goddamn word. Look it up. Ask Siri, call Alexa, Google the shit. Unbeknownst. Unbeknownst to you, you have moved the fuck on, and the old you is still stuck the fuck thinking it's controlling the show. And the longer you do that shit, and the longer you're overbooked and unaware, that is how you become alone, lonely, and unfulfilled. That's how you're in activities with people and things, engaging with that no longer works for you. And you're confused. You're always motherfucking confused when it comes to me. But baby, I still love you that way. I'm going to help you. Yes, I'm going to help you. If this world is dynamic, everything about it is dynamic, from the position of the sun, from the quality of the air, everything is dynamic. How in the hell are you still doing the same shit from 5-10 motherfucking years ago? How is that? Huh? How is that? How is that? Because you're motherfucking clueless. You choose to be clueless because you can't face you. So you'd rather keep doing the same shit that looked right back then instead of looking at you and doing what the fuck you need to do right now. Yes. So that is how I know you're unfulfilled. So how do we get to this point? How do you get to the point of being fulfilled to unfulfilled? I already gave you the answer if you were paying attention. I told you we are constantly evolving. We're constantly evolving. So unless you're taking moments, 1 moment, 2 moments, 3, 4, whatever you can do throughout the day to reflect, to feel, to pace yourself, to gauge, to see what you are spending your time on. Is it really bringing you the bliss and the happiness that it used to? If you don't do that, then you won't know. You'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again on a goddamn hamster wheel. Yes, on a hamster wheel. We as humans, we're lazy as motherfucking hell. As like I tell my kids, lazy lima beans, lazy as hell. We just want to get on autopilot. We live our life on autopilot. Why have a brain when you're going to be on motherfucking autopilot? Just turn the shit on and let it run. And that is the mistake we make. We get so stuck in our day-to-day routines, activities, relationships, that we're not realizing that, okay, maybe I should change it up and do something else. Go see some other people, go meet some new people, go learn some new shit. No, we do the same thing over and over again. And the older you get, the more and more unfulfilled you can and will become unless you are highly in tune, harmonizing with yourself. So why are we not able to acknowledge this fact? It's a 4-letter word. It's called fear. Fear, fear, fear. For you to acknowledge that you feel unfulfilled, alone and lonely, that translates to failure to you. And nobody wants to be a motherfucking failure. Do you want to be a loser? No, nobody wants to be a motherfucking loser. But the fact is, that is what you end up being and feeling by not staying in tune with who and what makes you really happy. The thing that you're trying to avoid, which is being a scared loser, is actually what you really become as time goes on, because you are fucking clueless. You're clueless. You're clueless about yourself. And I don't know how the hell you can be clueless about yourself when you are with yourself all the fucking time. But that's what it is. Fear. Fear will keep you from turning around and acknowledging that what used to make you happy no longer makes you happy. Fear will keep you from taking the necessary actions that you need to take to rectify those situations and move the fuck on from situations, places, and people that no longer work for you. Fear will keep you from dealing with the hurt and disappointment that you need to move on and do better things to bring you happiness and bliss. And fear is what rules your goddamn world. Fear. Now, how do you like that? Now, why is it okay to be living on borrowed air and unfulfilled dreams? Now, if you don't understand what I mean by borrowed air, all of us who are living beings cannot exist without air. So if you are busy borrowing air, at some point in time, my love, people are going to stop giving you that motherfucking air. And when you no longer have air, you will stop breathing and you will cease to exist. Do you understand what the hell I'm saying? So the longer you go around pretending, not acknowledging, not reflecting and becoming aware of who and what you are at as many moments in the day as possible, you are running out of time. And eventually you will hit a brick wall or you will collapse and realize, what in the hell has happened to me in my life? Why do I feel so hollow, so void, so alone, so lost, so confused, so angry, so sad, so despondent, so dejected, rejected? Why am I feeling all these things? You're feeling all these things because you kept sweeping things under the rug, locking it in the closet, burying it in the ground, and trying to burn that shit in an incinerator instead of addressing it when it was a tiny issue. Yes. So you think that you can keep borrowing, but anybody that keeps borrowing, you know what happens, right? You have to file for fucking bankruptcy. So when you emotionally, mentally, and physically collapse, that is your soul's form of bankruptcy. That is your being's form of bankruptcy, because you have run out of time, you have run out of resources, you have run out of people to borrow from, and it's time to face it. You can't run, you can't hide. It's time to pay up. What will it take for you to realize that you are unfulfilled emotionally and mentally? Yeah, unfulfilled emotionally and mentally. What the hell do I mean? You know, guys, I encounter a lot of people in different ways, shape, or forms. And we all typically have this same look, face. Some are detached. Some are aloof. Some are peaceful. Some are angry. Some are motherfucking clueless. But it's the same pretty much every day, depending on what mask you want to wear. We all have different masks at different times. And what is amazing to me is that you can engage with a person and think you're engaging, but you're not engaging because they're hollow on the inside. Hollow means they really aren't connecting with you. They may not speak to you an hour from now or tomorrow. They may not know you at all. Just clueless and check the fuck out. How are you going to be clueless and check the fuck out when you're alive and living life? Where are you? Huh? Where the fuck are you? And that is leading me to believe that, this is why people are running themselves ragged. This is why they're doing so many quote unquote activities, because they cannot face the fact that when they look around at their house of cards, Yes, that house of cards that when if one good strong wind, one good blow on it and that shit collapses. No. So they do everything they can to hold that motherfucking house of cards up. They won't breathe. They won't move. They will just try to hold that shit so it stays together. How you gonna keep a house of straws up? You can't keep a house of straw or a house of cards up. You got to build your shit with bricks. And unless you realize who the fuck you are and what you need, you are building a house of straw. You are building a house of cards. And you and I both know that shit won't last. You need to build the goddamn pyramids. You need a strong foundation. When you don't have a strong foundation, your house will collapse on you. Do you understand? Your house will collapse the fuck on you. So how do you get emotionally and mentally fulfilled? Well, you cannot get fulfilled until you figure out what the fuck is going to fill you the fuck up. Okay, you got confused. Let's try that again. I said, what will it take for you to realize that you are unfulfilled emotionally and mentally? The first thing I said is one, you need to realize and acknowledge the fact that you are unfulfilled emotionally and mentally. And then once you figure out that you are emotionally and mentally unfulfilled, then you have to figure out who the hell you are and what the fuck you need. Because then when you figure out who you are and what you need, then you know what to look for. Do you understand? And when you know what to look for, then that is how you get to be fulfilled. You can't find some shit if you don't know what the fuck you're looking for. Can't find it. How you gonna find some shit you don't know what the fuck you're looking for? Oh, you're gonna go where everyone else goes, right? Right? You're going to go where everyone else goes. If everyone else is grabbing this shit must work for me. And that is why you're so fucking miserable. That is why you're popping pills. That is why you're not drinking fucking wine glasses. You're drinking fucking wine bottles because you are not fulfilled. You cannot get fulfilled until you figure out what you need. When you figure out what you need, you know what the fuck to look for. Then when you look for it, you see it, you grab that shit. You grab it and you relish it. And that is how you become fulfilled. Emotionally and mentally. That's how it works. Huh? So simple, yet so complicated. Have you now figured out why you've overbooked yourself? Some of you may have connected the dots, but for y'all motherfuckers who are trailing behind slow, difficult and demanding is going to bring you up to speed. By being active, it is a form of running from yourself. Overactivity makes you busy and exhausted. When you're busy and exhausted, you don't have the time, the energy, the inclination to do any self-reflection, gain any self-awareness by yourself. And that is how the problem never gets solved. Hence why you are unfulfilled emotionally and mentally. But if you remove some of that shit from your calendar, it's not a crime. No one is going to arrest your ass if you're not booked every hour of every day. So you're overbooking to escape. You're overbooking to run from your truth. What do you think you will see or find if you sat the fuck down and shut the hell up and got quiet? Yeah, you'll see some scary shit. Yeah, nobody likes scary shit. But one thing I've learned is things are not as scary as you actually think it is. Once you turn around and look at what's going on, it's not that scary. That stuff is just amped up in your head. The fact is you just don't want to take the time and energy to do the work because the work is going to require some level of pain. And we know no one likes pain, but you only get pain when you don't do the shit when you're supposed to. So when you don't do it when you're supposed to, the next thing that is done is you grow through pain. And I told you in my last episode, either you choose to embrace change willingly or you unwillingly get fucked up and have to learn the shit the hard way through pain. So what I suggest is when you have a moment, you go sit in a corner, you go find some peace and quiet, and you go to speak to yourself, find out what's in your heart, find out what you're truly enjoying, what you're not truly enjoying, and start figuring out what you need to get rid of and what you need to bring into your life. Do you have the courage to live a fulfilled life? Yeah, this seems like a very simple question, but it's a very deep question. We all talk about how we want to be happy, how we want this, we deserve this, we should have this. But the fact of the matter is, do you have what it takes to be fulfilled? Yes. You see, when you do the work and gain some level of awareness about yourself, the reward is bliss. The reward is fulfillment. But if you haven't had the courage, the tenacity, the discipline to do the work, what that signals is you don't have what the fuck it takes to get the reward. See, a lot of people want the rewards, but they're not ready for the rewards. You're not ready for the blessings, because when you get the blessings, you know what you're going to do? You're going to piss that shit away. You're going to get rid of it. You're just going to squander it away. And that is why you're unfulfilled and fucking miserable to begin with. To show that you can do the job, you got to get the training. If you don't have the motherfucking training, you can't have the motherfucking job, and you can't have the pay and the motherfucking benefits. That is how it works. Everyone thinks they can be CEO. Not everyone can be a motherfucking CEO. To be a CEO, you have to come with a certain level of toolkit, experience, intelligence, and wisdom. And you get that shit through learning and training. So I've asked you, do you have the courage to do the training, to gain the wisdom, to get the awareness, to locate what you need, to have that fulfillment you seek? And most of y'all motherfuckers, hell no, you're not there. You're not ready yet. But the good thing is you're listening to me right now, and that can become something tomorrow. But you can't reach for the gold when you don't have the tools to dig through the motherfucking dirt. Yes, you want the gold, but you can't figure out how to fucking dig through the dirt to sift through the shit to find the gold. You're not going to get gold until you learn how to motherfucking mine for gold. This is a metaphor for you people who haven't figured that shit out. To mine for gold, to get the gold, you got to do the work. To do the work, you have to figure out who you are, what you need, where you're going to find it, how you're going to get it, grab the shit when you see it, and enjoy it when it's in your motherfucking presence. Yeah, it seems very simple, but most of you are not ready or do not have the courage, and maybe one day you will be. But to have a fulfilled life, ideally, you want it on a mental, emotional, spiritual, and a physical level. And that requires a lot of discipline, focus, and clarity. Can't have discipline, focus, and clarity when your ass is scattered the fuck around mentally, emotionally, and physically, running from here to here. You're not rested. You're not eating right. You're not engaging with other people right. You're not engaging with yourself and taking care of yourself. So no, you're not going to be fulfilled. You're just not going to do it until you do the goddamn work. Do you know how to be happy and stay happy? Well, to be happy, you got to do shit that works for you, that really makes you happy. All this superficial happiness that you guys get, that shit is fleeting. It's neither here nor there. Real happiness comes from the inside out. The shit you're doing is coming from the outside, but the shit never makes it to the inside. That is why you feel unfulfilled. For the real happiness, you want that from the inside out, which means you are balanced, grounded, aware, comfortable, fluid, dynamic. And you can move through life with grace, despite whatever challenges and obstacles and people that come in your way. That will bring you the biggest benefit. For those of you who surf and those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, riding the waves, you can't control the waves. But you can get the tools, experience, and the skill to ride that shit no matter what type of wave it is. And if you don't know when to sit the fuck out and you think you can ride every wave, you may be dead. And that's a metaphor for life. You got to know your limitations, and you have to know your strengths, and you have to be able to play your cards and move through life. You only get that through awareness. So if you're not taking that time to get that awareness, you're really going to be lost and clueless. Which is why you're unfulfilled, alone, and lonely. How long are you willing to deprive yourself? Yeah, that's another one. How long are you willing to deprive yourself? You see, at some point in time, you can run, party, drink, travel, work, fuck, whatever it is that you like to do is your vices to escape. But every now and then, the real you pops up his head and just haunts the hell out of you and just rocks your world. And all it's trying to do is get your motherfucking attention. But do you want to pay attention? No. Nobody wants to do this fucking wimpy work, right? This sensitive, emotional. No one wants to do that work. But if you did the work, it would be done and over with, and you would be happy. So you have to think very long and hard about how long you want to deprive yourself of what you are actually deserving of. Because the longer you deprive yourself, the more you say you're unworthy. The more you say you're unworthy, the more you're going to get unworthy people and situations coming into your life that makes you feel more unworthy. And it's just a cycle that continues. So when you are ready to show that you are worthy to have, to receive, then you're willing to put in the work. All y'all go to work to get paid, right? So I'm telling you, it's time to do this work so you can get paid in so many other different ways. Think about that shit when you have a chance. You wake up every day, you go to work. For those of you who have jobs, those of you who have businesses, you still got to get the fuck up and do something. You do that work to get money, to live, to enjoy your life. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you can do that work for somebody else, then why can't you do the work for yourself? Because if you do the work for yourself, the benefits you will see will be much more than what you're getting from your motherfucking job. Because usually how things work, when you feel you're worthy and deserving, you do work that's worthy and deserving. And then when you show that you're worthy and deserving, you get stuff that's even more worthy and deserving of you. And that is how that cycle of abundance continue. But when you keep ignoring and living an unfulfilled life, lonely and alone, guess what you're going to attract? More of that same shit. So if you want more positivity, grace, and abundance in your life, you need to really think very long and hard about what the hell I'm telling you. Because what you do is what you get. And if you don't like what you don't like what you're getting, you need to change the fuck what you're doing. Because that is the only way you're going to get what the fuck you're looking for. So if you are in a relationship and you are lonely, alone, unfulfilled, then why are you staying? Oh, you're remembering the good old days? Yeah, you remember the good old days, right? You think that shit's going to come back. No, my love. Earlier, a few minutes ago, I told you the clue. Every decision you make, every moment of every day, you are evolving, growing, changing, altering in one fashion or another. Now, if that relationship is moving in harmony with you and going and growing together, then you know what? You're good. Everything is great. Perfect. But sometimes, or most times, you're evolving and growing. And that is how people grow apart or things change. But when you grow apart and things change, the question is, why aren't you doing shit about it? Why are you waiting till everything deteriorates until it's pure negativity, hatred, sadness, until someone does some foul shit and you both walk away traumatized, angry, and hateful? You don't want it to get to that point. That's why you need the motherfucking clarity and have some time of reflection so you can fix the shit before it gets to that pure negative zone. Relationships don't have to end badly. If they start good, they can end good also. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck are you talking about, Tara? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Relationships start great. That's why you want to get in them. But why do they have to end in a fuck all manner? No, what I'm telling you is they can end in the same graceful, loving manner that they began. But the only way that's going to happen is you know how to read the motherfucking signs and figure out, okay, this has passed. I need to move the fuck on. But can't get that until you go deep within you. Why do we accept less than what we deserve? Yeah, that's a really good question. Why do we accept less than what we deserve? Why do we do that? I think we're comfortable. I think we're complacent. I think we're lazy. And I think we're clueless. And I don't think we realize how certain things are connected within our life and how what we're experiencing is a projection of what the fuck is going on within us. Yes, that's what happens. What you're living is a prime example of who the fuck you are. You're confused again. Yeah, like I said, this is what happens. If you don't like what's going on in your life, then that is a clue that you need to go deep and figure out what the fuck is in you that you need to fix so you can fix the rest of the shit. It always starts inwards and is projected outwards. So if you are in a relationship that no longer brings you the love, the joy, and excitement, everything that you received in the beginning when you got into that relationship, either y'all need to fix it, and if it cannot be fixed, you need to leave it. How many times do you guys think you fix some shit and the shit pops the fuck up? You fix it, it pops the fuck up. It's like fucking Jack in the Box. If Jack in the Box keep popping the fuck up, what that means is It's over. It's done with. Move the fuck on, people. Move the fuck on. Do you understand? Life is not motherfucking Jack in the Box. Only time you have Jack in the Box is when there's an issue, it hasn't been addressed, or it cannot be addressed, and it's time to part ways. Do you understand? Do you understand? Why is there an underlying belief that fulfillment and happiness is fleeting? Yeah, a lot of us think that happiness is a momentary thing. It's not real. You're meant to suffer, be miserable, fuck all, and you're supposed to grab those moments of happiness. What I'm saying to you is that's some bullshit. You are meant to be happy, but the only way you're going to be happy is if you do the motherfucking work. If you can work at being fucking miserable, then you can also work at being happy. So what I'm telling you is happiness is not fleeting. Problems will always come. More problems, more problems, more problems. But even with problems, you can still find a baseline of happiness and positivity that will help you navigate your problems in your life. So happiness and fulfillment is not fleeting. Especially if you have done what you need to do for yourself, that will always be within you despite what is going on outside of you. Has someone or something partially or fully convinced you that your standards are too high? Yes, for those of you who are doing the work and evolving and growing and becoming better people, you may have some people around you to say, who the fuck do you think you are, huh? Why are you reaching so high? Huh? You're never going to get that. Your standards are too high. You're not deserving. You're not going to have anyone. You're going to be alone if you keep reaching so high. You know what you need to do? You need to erase those motherfuckers from your life. Because if you are spiritually growing and evolving as a person, that means everything that you deserve is going to be of your level, of your caliber. But if you have negative Nancy's that fuck around you telling you this, that you're not deserving, your standards are too high, you think you're too much, you need to come down, bring your bridges down. No, what you need to do, you need to get rid of those motherfuckers in your life, and you need to surround yourself with people who are at your level, who are around your level. That's what you need to do. And you will encounter a lot of haters that will tell you think you're too good. They need to bring you down a few notches. No, you don't bring yourself down for anyone. What you do is you set those motherfuckers free. Don't lower your vibration, your positivity, your happiness, your bliss to fit in with any motherfucker. Because keep in mind, you worked hard to be where you are. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So don't let anyone ever tell you that you're high maintenance, your standards are too high, you're miserable, you'll never be happy, you're never satisfied. Fuck those motherfuckers. You know what they are? They're weak son of a bitches. They're clueless, they're lazy, they're weak, and they're not doing the work. And because they're not doing the work, they are jealous of you. And what do haters do? They try to bring you the fuck down. So instead of letting haters bring you the fuck down, you cut those motherfuckers loose and you fly free. That is what you do. Are your quote unquote failures a sign or proof to you that you can only obtain glimpses of fulfillment? How you define a failure, I don't know in this regard, because if something doesn't go right, that means there was something for you to learn. So that's not a failure. Listen to what I said. If you are working at growing and changing, becoming better, and something has happened that has caused you to be upset to whatever degree or magnitude, disappointed, sad, dejected, rejected, whatever, that is not a failure. That is an opportunity for you to heal and plug that hole and move on and keep doing you. So please don't think that just because something has rocked your cage or rattled your world, that you are not meant to have complete fulfillment as much as possible. No, that's just an opportunity for you to have greater fulfillment. The more you heal and grow, the more fulfillment you get to have. So that is an opportunity to another treasure chest for you to have greater fulfillment and happiness. Are you now willing to figure out ways to nourish your soul and your being? I hope you are ready, because I'm telling you that you can have heaven on earth, which means you don't have to wait to be your dead and to get to that shit. You can have it here now. All you got to do is learn, grow, and move on. And your life will move with such fluidness, grace, and things will just come to you. If I tell you that's possible, and all you have to do is heal, grow, and reflect, why wouldn't you be ready for that shit? If someone gave you a fucking $50 million lottery ticket, would you turn that shit away? No, you would take it. So if I'm handing you a quote unquote $50 million lottery ticket, why wouldn't you want to do the work to get that check? Huh? You would be a fool not to do that work and get that check. So what I'm telling you is get that check. Get your check. Because when you are vibrating right and you're doing shit right, everything else right comes into your life. It's simple as that. Finally, are you actually worth it? Are you worth being fulfilled? Are you worth it? Are you worth being fulfilled? I can't answer that question for you, but I can tell you that I think you are. I know you are. But if you don't believe it, it's not a motherfucking thing I can say or do to convince you otherwise. I've done my part. Now you have to go back and think, am I worth it? Because if you are worth it, then you need to be able and ready to do the work. And once you do the work, you will get the check. You will get the treasure box. You will get the reward. But you got to know and believe that you are worth having fulfillment on all levels in your life. Then you need to look for it, reach for it, and then grab it. And keep reaching and grabbing for it as you move and evolve through every moment of the day. Your treasure chest changes and get bigger, and you just keep adding more. There's nothing wrong with being selfish for your being. What I said is there's nothing wrong with being selfish for your being, which translates to mean you can have infinite, endless amounts of fulfillment, bliss, happiness, as long as you want it and as long as you know how to motherfucking get it. So since I already told you how to get it, go get that shit. Do you understand? Go get it. Now, this is the end of my Come Into My World segment. I'm going to move over to something in the news. All right, guys, you know I'm always talking about something ridiculous. So let's get started. I read an article and it was talking about being a professional sugar baby and what it is like to get paid to do so. Now, if you guys don't know what a sugar baby is, a sugar baby is the one that is sponsored by the sugar daddy or the sugar mama. And the sugar daddy or the sugar mama basically gives money, gifts, trips, and everything else for this particular person to spend time with them. And the person that the sugar daddy and the sugar mama wants to spend time with them is the sugar baby. Now, normally the sugar babies are typically younger. But I guess if you're hot and your shit is tight, you can be a sugar baby at whatever age, just like you can be a sugar mama or sugar daddy. So there was an annual Sugar Baby Summit in LA. And the main theme surrounding this summit was for the attendees to, get trained, ask questions, engage, build friendships, all that good stuff. And the main question that kept popping up during the Q&A session is a lot of these people wanted to know, how do you negotiate financial agreements with sugar daddies? And I find that question so very intriguing because if you are in a committed relationship, some version of what you consider to be a commitment, you don't have a problem asking a motherfucker for this, that, and the other. So why is it there's a level of discomfort for asking what you want, what you need, what you feel you deserve or desire up front? Why do you have to wait until your emotions are involved, where you are in a much weakened position, vulnerable position where you can't think straight because your heart is leading the way? Why not prenup your shit up front? And when I use prenup, it's not for marriage, but I'm using it as a metaphor. Why not prenup your shit up front? You and I both, or all of you motherfuckers, when you get in a relationship, guys want a certain amount of sex, women want a certain amount of gifts and attention and all that, right? In the beginning, everything is fun. There's no expectation. You're going with the flow. But once you get into a relationship, the shit falls static. So what I'm posing to you before I go forward in this is, why not discuss that shit up front? Why not put your cards on the table? Why not lay your shit bare ass, butt ass naked up front? So you know what y'all in it for. No guessing, no pretenses, no game playing, no manipulation, no clues, pseudo clues, read it between. None of that shit. Put it up front. Something for y'all to think about, but we'll get back to it later. So they wanted to know, how do you negotiate financial agreements with a sugar daddy? And I'm thinking to myself, duh,
You know how you motherfucking negotiate? You figure out what the fuck you want. Why the hell you gonna be on a motherfucking site with sugar daddies, act like a motherfucking sugar baby? You gotta know what even a fucking newborn baby knows what the fuck it wants. You know what a newborn baby wants? It wants to be held. It wants to breastfeed. It wants its diaper change. It wants to go to sleep. It wants to burp and fart. That's what a motherfucking baby wants to do. So if you're gonna be a motherfucking sugar baby, you gotta learn how to be a goddamn baby. Shit. If someone's offering you some sugar, you gonna say, what do I do with the sugar? You grab that motherfucking sugar. Grab the shit. Grab it. If you don't grab it, I'm going to grab it. Did you hear what I said? If you don't grab the sugar, I'm going to take all your I'm going to take my sugar, your sugar, and everybody's motherfucking sugar. So don't be asking those stupid ass questions like that. If you don't know what's up, then don't do it because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. They said one of the hosts of the event became really irritated and said that, sugar babies are not paid. They're giving gifts. So again, this is playing with some lingo, some terminology, whatever. But it's all about how you present it. Because if you start talking about money, then people start thinking about prostitution and things like that. And no, this is not prostitution. It's potato, tomato. It's some bullshit. It's splitting. Call it what you want, whatever. It's relations. It's engagement. It's shit being exchanged, whether it's body fluids, cash, gifts, time, whatever. Motherfuckers are getting together and exchanging some fucking shit. Call it what you want. But we love as humans to put some fucking labels on some shit to make one version of engaging illegal and make another version of engaging legal. So you got illegal on one side, you got legal on the other side. Both of these motherfuckers are exchanging shit for some type of human interaction. The question is whether fluids are exchanging or not, but time is being spent. So I've gone off topic. So she said they're not getting paid, they're giving gifts. And she said if you want to get paid, then go get a goddamn job. So you have these young women who are engaging in some shit because they're young, they're hot and they're beautiful, and they do not understand the business mechanics behind what is going on. They don't understand the multi-level transactional part of what they're engaging in because they see the fast life, the high life, the luxury life, and the easy, quote unquote, easy money. And they're thinking, shit, how do I get my hands on this? But to engage in this realm, you got to understand the rules and the world, and you got to be able to play the motherfucking game. And for what I can ascertain from this, most of these son of bitches don't know what the fuck they're doing, which means if I was a sugar daddy, I would be playing these motherfuckers like goddamn fucking, I would be plucking them like banjos. I would be plucking like banjos. That's why young women, you got the hots, you got the looks, but you ain't got the motherfucking brains yet. You need the wisdom and experience to play the motherfucking game. Yes. You gotta play strategically. You can't just be out there fucking eager like an eager goddamn beaver and getting your shit stolen and taken because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You gotta know what the fuck you're doing. And then she told one of the hosts, she told the sugar babies, she said that you should show off one body part at a time and try to attract a boyfriend type / but don't expect a husband. So what that is telling me is that these women are not fully aware of what they're doing and the complexity of what they're engaging in. And there's a fine line about what's going on. And it can be a dangerous line if some people don't keep that separation, keep that independent, understand what it is that is being served here. If you got a sugar daddy, and he's giving you quote unquote motherfucking gifts. Yes, he's giving you quote unquote gifts. He's giving you these gifts up front besides making your ass wait for 3, 4, 5, 6 months because he wants to cut through the fucking bullshit, the red tape and all that unnecessary nonsense. He has some needs. He wants to get those needs met. Now, whether it includes sex or not, who knows? Whatever. It could for some, it could be none for others. But he has some companionship needs. And he wants those met in the most simplest manner. And to get those met immediately in the simplest, cleanest manner, he's willing to give you gifts. But he wants you to make him believe that he is the end all motherfucking be all. And you got to understand that. He is like a baby. Do you understand? Like you're a babysitter, you come to someone's home and you make those kids feel like they are the best, most charming, beautiful people on the face of this earth. And then when that gig ends, you move the fuck on. And that's what this is about. You're catering, you're taking care of. And most of these sugar babies, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all need to move out the way and let a real woman do that motherfucking shit. Because she understands what the fuck is going on. All you young girls, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know what the fuck a man needs. You think because you're hot and you're beautiful that you understand this. That's one component of what he needs. But being hot and beautiful, that won't keep a motherfucker's attention. And that won't keep a motherfucker with his wallet open. Do you understand? They want some level of engagement. They want you to fucking fish hook them mentally. It's not about the beauty part. That gets you in the door. It won't keep you in the motherfucking room though. Do you understand? You got to have it to motherfucking bring it. And just having the fucking wrapping with nothing in the motherfucking box, you're out of your motherfucking league. You are out of your motherfucking league. Do you understand? So, she said you're looking for a boyfriend type but don't expect a husband. She said people aren't on this site because they want to be on, a companionship, a marriage type of site, like Match.com. She said that's not what this website is about. You need to know that he is not looking to marry someone. No, he wants simplicity. He wants romance. He wants attention. He wants indulgence. He wants to have his interest motherfucking piqued, and he wants to love what the fuck he's looking at. And then he wants to move the fuck on with his day. You are a special motherfucking treat, and you need to act as such. Do you understand? Act as such. So why do sugar babies become sugar babies? This article also talked about that. Why do they become sugar babies? And one woman said, she was 33 years old. She's a platinum blonde. And, she has a earthy streak, whatever, she was getting her MBA. And while working, she used to work as an erotic masseuse. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it has to do with some sex. And she uses this site to help fund. She helped use this site that I'm talking about, that I'm not mentioning, to fund her move from Utah to California. But she never wanted to rely on this as her sole source of income, because she felt like if it got to the point that she might compromise her integrity and do something that she wasn't comfortable with, because she wasn't able to pay her rent. So she never wanted to be in that position. So this woman, 33 years old, I consider she's a mature woman. She knows what the fuck she does. She knows what the fuck she is, and she knows what she's seeking this site for. So she has set her boundaries as far as what she's willing to do and what she's willing to accept. And that is what an older woman is able to do. You understand your boundaries and what you're able to do. But these young girls, y'all don't know. And that's why some of these dudes are fucking running circus circles around your asses, because you are still blossoming and understanding who you are and what you want to do and how you want to do it. You got to be firm in your position and firm in your truth and know what the fuck you bring to the table. And then when you bring that shit to the table, you lay it on the table like, bam, this is what it is, this is what it was, and this is all that it will motherfucking be. Now, what you want to do, motherfucker, what you want to do. That's how you need to be. You got to be confident. Nobody wants some coy son of a bitch who's giggling. Fuck that giggly. That won't last you long. If you want to rope a motherfucker for some time and get his goddamn dime, listen to what the fuck I said. If you want to rope a motherfucker for some time and get his motherfucking dimes, then you have to go to a level that's beyond the surface. You got to go deep. Do you understand? And when I say deep, I'm not talking about in a sexual nature. I'm talking about you got to pierce through his soul, his mind, and his heart. You have to figure out what makes this son of a bitch go tick, 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 tick. Because once you find that tick, 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 you got the key to a motherfucking gravy train. And I'm not saying this to be a gold digger, because gold diggers don't care about the person that they're interacting with. I am hoping that if you're doing this, you have some level of compassion, respect, understanding, empathy, and engaging with people who are of some level of interest and have intrigued you in some way, shape, or form. So you come across genuine. You can't get a rich motherfucker and think that he won't know you're trying to play him. You have to be genuine. You have to be discerning because he will know. So before you think you can go and get you a sugar daddy and enjoy this life of luxury, you got to get your fucking toolkit straight. Get your shit straight and understand the game that you're playing. Because if you understand the game, then you can play the motherfucking game to win. Do you understand? You can't be in a position and play the position if you don't know what the fucking position is. And you'll never get in the position unless you listen to what the fuck I'm saying. And what I'm saying to you applies in many different realms and different relationships. Young girls need to stop putting yourself out there like that and entice, allure, captivate, draw, and then push them the fuck out. Bring them in, push them out. Bring them in, push them out. That's what you need to do. Don't make it easy. You got to be fucking difficult and goddamn demanding and look fabulous while you're goddamn doing it. Seriously, sugar babies join this site for a plethora of reasons. Student debt, rent, mentoring, internships, and all are justifications of why they do what they do. So the reasons are endless. The reasons are personal. It's up to you and what you're comfortable with. But if you have no shame in your game and you don't give a fuck, do your shit, do your shit. They said, how much does a sugar baby really make? And they said there are no rules on how much money can be made. There's no rules on how you negotiate your arrangements. There's no rules or there's no common practices. It really depends on you, what you have, what you bring to the table, and how you present that shit. You got to figure out who the fuck you are and what you bring to the table and what league you're playing in. You got to know what league you're in. If you are in the professionals, if you are in the amateurs, you got to know where you are and you got to play your goddamn cards. Yes, you got to play your cards. If you're a young girl, you haven't experienced much. You could be an older woman, mature woman, don't know much shit either. So you got to know this shit about yourself. Because a man with some money, typically, he has experienced some things because he can afford to do so. He's seen things. He can talk about things. He knows things. And he wants to be able to have that conversation. So can you engage at his level? Because the better you can engage and meet him at his level, the more likely he's going to want your ass. He's going to literally want your ass, and he's going to be willing to pay the time to see your fine motherfucking ass. Do you understand? So you got to know what the fuck you're doing. You got to know. They said every relationship and agreement is different, and sugar babies and sugar daddies all have different standards. Yes, people, what I'm talking about, you got to have standards. You got to know what your fucking standards are. You can't just think because someone hits you up and sends you some shit that you just say hello to every motherfucker that hit you up. No, you got to say, they say hello, you say goodbye, bitch, goodbye. Yep. Just because a motherfucker hit you up, you got to scan his shit and say, I don't know, your shit ain't right. I know what I like. I know what I expect. Can you do it or can you not? Because if you can't do it, hello and good motherfucking bye, motherfucker, good motherfucking bye. That is what you say. Do you understand? Some women will go on multiple dates without expecting to be compensated for their time. And others won't even meet for a coffee without prior payment. So again, you got to understand how you're approaching your goal. You got to figure out what the fuck the goal is first. And then when you figure out the goal, you have to figure out your best approach. And your best approach is going to be tied to who you are and how you are as a person. Now, if it was me, let me tell you this. I am a rarity. I know that shit. So to get something that's rare, you got to pay, bitch. You got to pay. It ain't no meeting without expecting no compensation. No, motherfucker, no. Time is money and money is motherfucking time. And my time is goddamn precious. Do you understand? My time is precious. So if you want the opportunity to engage with someone of my caliber who is dynamic, funny, bossy, bitch mode, everything that you can expect a motherfucker see, baby, that comes with a price tag. Now you can call me a gold digger, you can call me what the fuck you want, but let me tell you this: I know what the fuck I expect. Because I know what the fuck I already have already. I know what the fuck I've seen, and I know what the fuck I plan on seeing. And I know what the fuck I'm going to continue seeing. So if I already know my quality of life, my standards, and my expectations, and I know the package I bring is as such, motherfucker, you better be ready to buck. What I mean is you better be ready to step the fuck up and pay to have this next to you. Pay to have this in front of you. And in turn, you will get a plethora of gifts that will screw your motherfucking mind. Yes, screw your mind 10 ways to goddamn Sunday and back and keep you coming back for more. Yes, I know how I am. I know how to play how I am. And I know how to make it fun. You can't be me. And I can't be you. So the advice I got to give you is you got to figure out who the fuck you are. And you got to play your seat. We in all the motherfucking different leagues. I'm in my league. You're in your league. We don't cross over. But you can't do this shit. Even if you're dating. Even if you're not on this website seeking a sugar daddy. Even if you're dating. Normal quote unquote dating. You still got to take the advice I'm giving you. Some of y'all women are giving up your fucking treasure chest to these son of a bitches guys because you're older, whatever insecurities you have, you're doing shit that you don't want to do out of fear, out of insecurity or being alone. Fuck that shit. Don't give your treasure box away to a motherfucker because he's peer pressuring you. Let that son of a bitch bounce. If a guy can't appreciate what the fuck you have, then maybe you need to get an older guy or you need to get a younger guy or you need to change the guys you're looking. But don't sell your soul away to a motherfucker on some pressure. If you want to give your treasure chest away, you give it because you want to and you think that motherfucker's going to blow your mind and your box out of the sky. But if you're giving away because you're drunk, you felt alone, you don't think you can get any better, honey, you need to go do some self-reflection, get to know yourself, heal thyself, and get ready to play the fucking game. Lots of guys just want you for sex. You should know that. If you're a fucking woman, they want you for sex. But you got to know this shit. You got to know what you're up to. Love and emotion and all that, you got to play it very carefully. You got to protect your stuff. You got to protect it. Protect it. Don't go giving away your stuff. Because as soon as you lay down with that motherfucker, your feelings will get involved. And if you're already fucked up to begin with, you're going to be ultra fucked up in the end. Don't do that. Think it through. There's no pressure. If a guy says you don't give it up, I'm gone. You say, bye, bitch, bye. That's what you say. Bye, motherfucker, bye. Do you understand, guys? Stop giving your shit away to unworthy son of a bitches. Yes. If you gonna give that shit away, make sure you get something from it. Not a fucking used motherfucking condom. If you gonna give your stuff away, make sure you have something to show for it. Oh, you think I'm wrong? What I think is wrong is women giving away their shit, feeling empty, devoid, neglected, and rejected. And they turn, what the fuck you got? What do you have? Huh? What do you have? You gave your shit away. Dude ain't calling you. You're still fucking alone and miserable. And what the fuck you got to show for? Oh, you got to show for the next son of a bitch you find it just like that. You need to think that shit through. You are a temple. Your body is a temple and you need to treat it as such. Treat it as such. Treat it as such. And if anyone who's been to a temple or sacred place, they have bowls that collect booty. When I say booty, I don't mean ass. I mean bounty. I mean money. Yes, that is how you survive. You are a treasure and your chest needs to be filled with treasures. Do you understand? Don't be going away, giving away your motherfucking treasures in your treasure chest and don't expect that shit to get replenished. Fuck that. This is a new day and age. I don't care if you don't agree with me. I don't give a fuck. This is just my rationale. You can listen, flush it down the toilet and keep the fuck moving on. We can agree to disagree. Some sugar babies charge by the hour. Some have a steady monthly allowance, while others still have no concrete agreements with their sugar daddies, and they rely on the whims of his quote-unquote gifts. I ain't relying on the whim of any motherfucker. Do you understand? A whim is like a motherfucking leaf. It's neither here nor goddamn there. If you spending time with me is not on a goddamn whim, then why are your gifts gonna be on the fucking whim? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Whims are for motherfucking losers. You're relying on the generosity, the thoughtfulness, and the attentiveness of a motherfucker to gift you for hell no. Let me tell you what it is. This is what it is. This is what's going to be. And this is how it's going to be. Do you want to see me? Okay, then this is what you need to do. Fuck that. That's why so many women are fucking depressed and upset because you're expecting the guy to read your goddamn mind and give you some shit. And this motherfucker's still giving you some shit you don't want instead of giving you one. Tell the motherfucker what you want up front so he can give it to you and get that shit over with. Get your needs met. Get fulfilled in life. And some of these gifts are cash, paying rent, student loans, buying fancy dinners, handbags, vacations, mentorships, internships, investment in businesses. The list goes on and on and on as far as what some people are able to get. Now, some of these sugar babies, they're hoping for a serious relationship or a husband. It may or may not happen. It happens for some, but I wouldn't go into it expecting that. What I would go into it is knowing exactly what you need and want, being clear about that, and only dealing with that. Which means if you want to be friends with benefits only, then you only seek people who do friends with benefits. If you're looking for romance, emotional engagement, then you need to deal with motherfuckers who are offering that only. You need to be clear on what the fuck you're looking for. Don't go playing in a fucking fire pit if you don't know what type of flame you're dealing with. That is the best piece of advice I can give you. Know what you want. So when you see it, you can grab it and have it. One woman said that she thinks of it as a gift from someone you're dating rather than a sexual transaction, even though that's part of it. It's sexual for some people. It's not sexual for other people. But at the end of the day, it's about companionship, and it's about cutting through the bullshit that you normally go through on a regular basis. It's about a woman knowing what she wants and what she wants to receive up front. And it's about a guy knowing what he wants and what he's willing to give up front. And if you guys are able to meet and match on that shit and vibe at the same time, I don't see how this is different than any other relationship. I really don't. At least you get some shit from it. I know some of you motherfuckers who laying up with guys and he ain't doing shit for your ass but milking off of you, or vice versa with a female. At least you can, this chick says, you tell her this is, I want apples. And the bitch says, you know what? I got apples. I can give you apples. You say, cool. You got the apples. I'm going to give you this gift. She said, cool. You going to give me that? That's what I want. We can work. We can vibe. Let's get to know each other. Cut through the bullshit. Cut through the bullshit. Cut through the bullshit. A 33-year-old woman became a sugar baby as an alternative to getting into more student debt. She said she was driving a crappy car and living in a crappy apartment, and it was rough for her. And this is how she decided to turn her life around. She figured she was dating any motherfucking way. So if I'm dating, why not make my life better? Why date a motherfucker, stay in a crappy car in a crappy apartment and go out for these fuck all dinners? Fuck that shit. I can get the dinners, I can get the dates, I can get the car, and I can get the house, and I can get my education. I call that's a motherfucking hustle. And I got to respect that. That is an entrepreneur mindset. You got to optimize your opportunities. You really do. You got to optimize your opportunities. One woman found an arrangement that many sugar babies dream of. She had a sugar daddy that didn't demand sex, but wanted to help her pay for school. She says she has not paid any student loans, and that her benefactor has since died, but she had other arrangements besides him, and she's graduating from school debt-free. See? If y'all asses are out there dating anyway, yes, you're dating anyway, and you still got to do what you need to do, I don't see why you should not get your hustle on and live a life on your terms and your dreams. I don't see what's wrong with that. I dated plenty of motherfuckers. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck I get from this shit? I wasted my time, my energy, and effort, and I have nothing to show for. Fuck that. Fuck it. Women, we have to learn how to think more strategically. Instead of thinking with our hearts, we got to get it together. And she said, due to her willingness to negotiate with potential suitors, she has success. She says she starts with the base pay per visit, $400 to $500, to spend some time with her. And she said, if they can't pay that, then, I'm not what they're looking for. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you weed through the fucking riffraff. You have to know the league and the level you're at and play that shit and play it to win. Don't change your standards because you have a small part to work in. No. You work within that pot and you get paid off of that pot. It's like having a business plan. You are the product. You mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you are the product, and you have to know what you bring. My ass is diamond level. 5-star, 10-star, top creme de la creme. I know that shit. Not everyone's there. That's okay. We're all built differently. But you got to know what you are, what you're working with, what you bring, and what you offer. And that will determine what you're able to negotiate. She said of the 3 men that pay her, she has sex with one of them. And she said it may lead up to that someday with the others, but she says she's not in a hurry for that. Her highest paying one doesn't even sexually function. She just lies by the pool, ass naked. That's what I said. Her highest paying one wants her to lay ass booty naked by the pool, and he doesn't sexually function. Well, shit. She's roasting like a motherfucking chicken, laying poolside, getting paid, and she getting paid for fucking, I can't even get it out. She's getting paid to be in her motherfucking birthday suit lying by a pool. Now, how many of you motherfuckers have laid naked somewhere next to a motherfucker and came with nothing? You still got your student loans, crappy ass car, crappy ass apartment, and you're doing with this fuck all motherfucker. Something to think about. I'm not saying this is the right way. I'm just trying to expand your mind to different motherfucking things. She said there was an older guy who was divorced that was big on Wall Street. He moved to California. He got into real estate and enjoys his money. They travel together, but often she always requires a separate room. She said her independence is what gives her success. Again, you got to win. You got to stack yourself to win, and you have to be business minded. Even though you're developing connections and relationships and all that, that's fun and important. But you have to also keep in mind why you got into this, why you're doing this. You can't let your heart rule your business judgment. You are a human being and you should act as such. But you got to protect you and your interests first. She says being on this site, being a sugar baby, allows her to control her own financial destiny, and she does not want to work for anyone. Yes, she doesn't want to work for anyone. So she's figured out a way to make this happen, and she's doing it. She says some simply want to find, like I said, some want to find a boyfriend or husband who is wealthy and successful and don't expect him to change. Just because they don't expect the motherfucking exchange up front, they're hoping to get married to get the exchange later. So they're doing a different plan. Some women want it up front. Some women want the fucking cash cow, and then they want to take it all then. You just got to figure out who you are and what works for you, honestly. The average sugar daddy is 38 and makes about $250K annually. And the average sugar baby is 25 and makes $2,800 average monthly from her daddies. So those are some figures for you to work with. One woman gets $1,500 per month from one and typically sees him 1 or 2 times per month. That's $750 per visit. Another pays her $700 per visit and can see her 2 times per month or multiple times per week. Psst, that's more money than some of y'all motherfuckers make in a day. She said her third sugar daddy pays her a monthly allowance of $2,000 per month and she sees him 2 times per week. That's a bit of a ripoff. That's like $250. That's like $250 a visit. That's some heavy Costco fucking discount. So I don't know about that. So she's earning about $5,000 per month on gifts. That's her deal. I'm just saying she goes $700 for one, $250 on another. You need to set some threshold, woman. You're all over the place. But maybe she likes the guy. Whatever. She says she self-promotes messages, new potential sugar daddies, and between first dates and maintaining, her standing arrangements, it's like a full-time job. Yeah, it's a full-time job. But you know what? You guys are doing it anyway. When you're swiping left, swiping right, you're dating and doing all that. You're doing the same thing, but you have no guarantee of getting a purse, a car payment, a car, a house. You have no guarantees of nothing because you're dealing with motherfucking losers. You're doing some old school notions about getting something. I don't know why this world gears women to think with their heart, and it gears men to think with their mind. And I think that as women, we need to change. I'm not saying we cut our heart out, but we let our soul, our being lead us to making more sound judgments for our present and our future. And we have more confidence and more assurance within ourselves to stop making these self-defeating choices because of love. Love comes and goes, but your being is special, divine. Even you got to take care of that. You have to look out for yourself. We're not here to be fucking milked by people. We're here to enjoy our life also. Some women complain about being treated like a hooker. And, the host said that if you are getting taken advantage of, maybe you need to reflect on your own behavior and think, okay, well, how am I showing this guy that I'm not really there for him? Yeah, if you're being treated like a hooker, that means you're doing some shit that makes the guy believe that you are not genuine. And she said if you are only in it for the allowance, he'll sense it. And they're not stupid. That's how they have the money for a fucking reason. So what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is to talk about something that's different, that most people don't want to talk about. It's to open your mind to a different perspective of how things are done. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but what I'm saying to you is this old traditional Victorian way we have for women and men to engage, how the women are supposed to be courted and fall in love and receive things on the whims of a man. Usually that shit don't work out and she's sad and she's disappointed. And then when he leaves, she ain't got shit. What I'm saying is if you cut through all that bullshit, you know what the fuck you want up front. He knows what the fuck you want up front. You meet, you match and all it works. Have fun, vibe, enjoy. and get some shit. Win out of this. Why are you going to be looking like a motherfucking sucker and a fool after the relationship ends? So many women get left with nothing after they gave so much away to a dude. And I'm saying it's time to upgrade your game. Yes, it's time to upgrade your motherfucking game. You got to play to win. You have to play for longevity. You have to play for your own fucking mental, emotional, physical, and financial security and future. Yes, play to win. Play like a man. I'm not saying cut your heart out, but I'm saying you got to get smart about that shit. You're playing a game and you're in a position that constantly has you losing. So if you want to be a real queen, you need to act like a queen and play like a queen. And a queen doesn't get motherfucking played. A queen gets paid and courted and worshiped. Do you understand? And the same thing goes for a king. Stop acting like a chump. Stop acting like a pawn and get what you deserve. Figure out what you want so you can tell the woman up front and see if she can give it to you. And then y'all can agree on what the fuck you're exchanging, whether it be gifts or motherfucking bodily fluids. I really don't care. But at least get to know yourself so you know what the fuck you're looking for and you can grab that shit when you see it. So that's the end of this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, found it fun. But seriously, guys, we have to stack ourselves to win instead of being motherfucking suckers. Got it? Good.
Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. Have you ever been crazy drunk? You and I both know you have. Well, check out my new sideshow episode. It is called Did I Really Do That? You can get it by searching for Difficult and Demanding on YouTube or watch it on IGTV. I am such a giving person, so make sure you look at my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding to see what I have for you. Episode 38 is here on August 10th, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in.